and I always say this, have a disability. I always put the dis in brackets. So I think anyone who has a disability has an ability. And so your eyes see something and my eyes see something and their eyes see something completely different. So the eyes don't always have it. Or what they have is a different thing.
Definitely. And so Gerard, one of the things you said you wanted to focus on, which I thought we could make the main topic of today's conversation, is this idea of inclusive practices and SEND, special educational needs and disability. And I'd love to hear about how you became particularly interested in the idea of inclusion or SEND in teacher education.
I think it started because I was doing lots of talks at conferences, and I was doing things like how to teach vocabulary, how to teach speaking, all the different skills, all the different systems. But I wasn't thinking of anything new. It was just regurgitating the same old ideas. And then I remember once I was reading the El País Sunday magazine, and there was an article there on young people in Iran. And it said that one of the big things that struck me about it was that 70% of the population in Iran are under 30.
Wow.
And there is the kind of system, the politics in the country doesn't allow them to express themselves. So in particular, there were 3 different people who were talking about how they were wanting to fly and spread their wings and do what they wanted to do, but they would have to leave the country to do that. And I suppose then from the thing with the people in Iran, I took a personal aspect of dealing with color blindness. Because I myself am colorblind, and so it doesn't really affect me that much. But I looked into it and I found somebody who is totally colorblind, a person called Neil Harbison. And he actually is from Mataró in Spain, in Barcelona. And I kind of found videos about him and found out that he was interested in learning to hear color. He was an artist and a musician. And so he saw somebody at his university in the UK talking about this program that could transform sight into sound. So the camera is there a little bit, but there's an electronic chip at the back of his head, so he doesn't need to be carrying around a laptop. So as he says, he hears color all the time. And because he's hearing it, he can visualize it.
Yeah.
It's a word I use, but I don't like using it. And I kind of always say, I think everyone has an ability. Nobody has a disability. It's learning what everyone's ability is and homing in on that. And so I think from those 2 things, I've kind of developed into looking at other people who have a disability, but have surely turned it into something that they can focus on and work with.